1 + 1 equals, you would assume, because it's doing words, it's not doing maths, based on all of its corpus of data, it should say 2. But it could say 1 + 1 equals ? Because maybe there's a bunch of math questions or whatever that's been reading that say ? or say nothing after the equals and leave it blank. Like, that's what it's doing. It's predicting what's most likely to come after 1 + 1 equals.
Yeah. I mean, and I think this is the entire reason that it's actually called strawberry, is one of the questions that trips up AIs, or like LLMs, is asking, for whatever reason, they all really, really struggle with it, is how many R's are in strawberry. And almost without fail, even like cutting edge models will say 2 when the answer is 3.
Yes.
And there's something about the way that it reads that word. It cannot get over that hump, even though they are incredibly sophisticated models.
Well, it's not counting, right?
No, it's not counting. It's not exactly.
Like, that's the thing. That's what I mean by the 1 + 1 equals. It's like, it's not counting or doing math. It's predicting the next word.
Yeah. Which is why, to get more accurate answers out of these LLMs, people often do chain of thought prompting or like little tricks. Like little tricks that could be as simple as saying something like, take a deep breath before you answer, or reason through. It's often really helpful to say, when you ask a complicated question, reason through every single step in your answer.
Yeah, or even just say, like, it's crucial that you get this correct. You have one chance to get this right. Here is the question. Putting that around it, context around it, makes it better.
Yeah, no, and a lot
which
of
is an interesting phenomenon that is the case.
And it all comes down to the fact that, it's predicting the next letter, the next word that comes in the sequence.
So if you force it to start writing out more than just the answer,
it'll get better and more accurate. And it's one of the quirks, and as a result, people have done some really loopy stuff to get it to answer. And there's a lot of we don't really know. Like, I read a paper of people that were trying to figure out what, like, the qualitative difference is if you say to ChatGPT or Claude or whatever. Because a lot of people, to get it in the right headspace, will say, you are an expert equity analyst. To put it in the right headspace to answer a question about equities or stock trading or whatever. Basically, this paper was trying to figure out if there's qualitative differences between saying at the beginning, you are an equity analyst, versus act as an equity analyst, versus I am an equity analyst. Like, all these different ways of phrasing it, and then trying to, like, evaluate how good the answers were.
Yeah.
And when you're in that sort of position for your, like, quote unquote super intelligence, it is kind of funny.
It's hilarious. The other thing that I don't know if this is confirmed, but it's a hypothesis that people have. Remember, there was that, like, whole thing where, like, it got worse in.
Oh yeah, it got worse in European summer or whatever.
in European summer, and, like, people speculated on it's because, like, that is a holiday period, and therefore the corpus of data it's trained on is more brief in that time, so it's going to be less detailed, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that's confirmed or not.
No, but there was lots of, like, open, because it does seem, I don't know if that specifically does, but it does seem like there's tons of, like, these weird external factors.
Yeah.
Which seem to influence it in weird ways, from the way you talk about it to the circumstances in which you ask the questions, which, again, going back to our last episode, we're talking about Apple rolling this stuff out to every fucking device.
This is what's so funny. Apple, a company that's so concerned with dotting every I and crossing every T when it comes to, like, brand and perception and what its devices do, they still just have to have this fucking prompt before. Or the only way they can control this thing, because once you've trained it, it's done.
They could, fundamentally, they're throwing their users to the wolves.
Yeah, and they just have this pre-prompt that says, don't be rude.
Don't be racist.
Don't be racist. Fingers crossed, and here is what the user is saying.
Yeah.
You know? If you're listening to this, you are not subscribed to Down Round Premium. If you were subscribed to Down Round Premium, you would be getting a second episode a week. You wouldn't be hearing this. You wouldn't be hearing any other ads either. If you go to downround.net, you can sign up right now, get access to the whole back catalogue, extra episode a week, no ads, $7 a month. Pretty good deal, James.
Spectacular deal, Ralph.